Good afternoon, children. Today we will continue revision of chapter crop production and its management. Okay. Yesterday you have read, children, agricultural practices. First agricultural practice you have read, that is plowing. Plowing is the process of loosening and turning of soil. Okay, children, it is also known as tilling. What is the advantage of plowing? You have read, plowing enhances water retaining capacity of the soil and it increases air circulation in the soil so that roots can respire easily. You have also read that roots can penetrate deeper in the soil and it also uproots weeds. Weeds means unwanted plants, and these weeds are decomposed by bacteria and fungi and nutrients are added to the soil. So you have read the advantage of plowing. And you have read that big pieces of soil, which is called crumb, it is crushed and then it is leveled with the help of leveler. So first method you have read, children, that is plowing. Now you will read next method is sowing. That also you have read, sowing. Sowing means planting of seeds in the soil. There are two methods of sowing. First method is manual method, which is used by the farmers. They use their hand. They sprinkle the seeds in the soil with the help of hand. This method is called broadcasting. And second method is by using seed drill. Seed drill is a device that consists of a funnel with a pipe. A funnel is there with a pipe and this device is attached to the back of the plow. And when the plow is pulled, then these seeds are added to the furrows with the help of pipe of the seed drill. Okay, children? So you have seen there are two methods of sowing. First method, manual method, that is called broadcasting, and second method is by using seed drill. In some crops, children, seeds are firstly sown in a small plot called nursery, and then when the seedlings come out, these seedlings are transferred to the main field. This method is called transplantation and it is applied in some crops like paddy, chili, tomato, brinjal, etc. Okay, children? Now what is the advantage of transplantation? Transplantation ensures uniform availability of water, air, nutrient, sunlight, etc. to the crops. Okay, children? All the crops may get uniform amount of water, sunlight, nutrients, etc. Next advantage is farmers select only healthy plants. Okay, children? So this is about transplantation. Yesterday you have read plowing and next method sowing. Today you will read next agricultural practice is manuring. Manuring means adding nutrient in the soil. Okay, children? You know, children, in the soil when same crops are grown season after season in the same field, then these crops utilize nutrient from the soil and the soil becomes deficient in the nutrient. Therefore, to add nutrient, some methods are used, that is called manuring. Manuring means replenishing nutrient in the soil. Okay, children? So there are mainly four methods of manuring. First method is field fallow, in which the land is left uncultivated for 1 or 2 seasons. Okay? And when the land is left uncultivated for 1 or 2 seasons, then the microbes, they convert the dead plants and animals into nutrient. Okay children, when the land is left uncultivated for 1 or 2 seasons, then dead plants and animals, they accumulate on the land, and these dead plants and animals are decomposed by decomposers like bacteria and fungi, and during decomposition nutrients are added to the soil. This method is called field fallow. Next method is crop rotation. Okay, if same crop is grown season after season, then the soil may become deficient in a particular nutrient. For example, suppose if the farmers grow wheat or paddy many seasons, then the soil may become deficient in nitrogen, because paddy and wheat both use up nitrogen from the soil, and the soil may become deficient in nitrogen. So between two successive crop, one leguminous crop is grown. Okay children, between two successive crop, one leguminous crop is grown. Leguminous crops like beans, soya bean, pea or gram, because in the leguminous plant, in the root there are root nodules in which rhizobium bacteria is present, and these rhizobium bacteria, they convert atmospheric nitrogen into compounds of nitrogen. They are called biological nitrogen fixer. Plants cannot use atmospheric nitrogen. In atmosphere there is 78% nitrogen, but it is unusable for plants. Plants cannot use it. This atmospheric nitrogen is converted into salt of nitrogen or compound of nitrogen by rhizobium. Rhizobium bacteria convert atmospheric nitrogen into nitrate, and this nitrate is used by the crops. Okay children, they get nitrogen from the nitrate. In this way you have seen children, between two successive crops, one leguminous crop is grown to replenish nitrogen in the soil. This method is called crop rotation. As in the classrooms, rotation of your seed takes place, in the similar way in agricultural field also the rotation of the crops take place, because if we grow wheat or paddy, they use up nitrogen. So between two successive crop, we grow some leguminous crop like beans, peas, gram, soya bean, etc. Because these plants, they convert atmospheric nitrogen into nitrate, because in the root of such leguminous plant, rhizobium bacteria are there which convert atmospheric nitrogen into nitrate. Okay children, and plants or the crops get nitrogen from this nitrate. So they fulfill the demand of nitrogen from the soil. This method is called crop rotation. Next method of manuring is by adding manures. Farmers, they supply manure in the soil. They make manure by the help of animal or vegetable waste like cow dung, peels of vegetables, fruits, etc. They are dumped and they are allowed to decompose for 1 month, and after the 1 month, when the manure is ready, this manure is mixed with the soil to make the soil fertile or to add nutrient in the soil. Manure not only add nutrients in the soil, but it also increases water holding capacity of the soil. But there is disadvantage of manure also children, since it is voluminous, it occupies more space, so its storage is difficult and its transportation is also difficult. Manure is water insoluble and it is difficult to transport and difficult to store. Now, next method of manuring is by adding fertilizer. Fertilizers are, children, manures are organic substances. Okay. Now, fertilizers are also added to the soil to add manure or to add nutrient in the soil. These fertilizers are man-made material. They are made in the factories. They are inorganic substances, and fertilizers are soluble in water, and it is easy to store and easy to transport. But overuse of fertilizer may make the soil polluted. Overuse of fertilizer may cause soil pollution. Okay, children? Fertilizers are nutrient specific. They may contain nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, etc. NPK fertilizer. They are nutrient specific. But what is the disadvantage of fertilizer? Overuse of fertilizer may cause soil pollution. Overuse of fertilizer may change the chemical nature of the soil. It may destroy the porous structure of the soil. Okay, children? So this is the disadvantage. Now you may be asked, distinguish between manure and fertilizer. So you can write many points. Manures are insoluble in water, whereas fertilizers are soluble in water. Manures are not nutrient specific, whereas fertilizers are nutrient specific. Overuse of manure do not cause pollution in the soil, whereas overuse of fertilizer may change the chemical nature of the soil, and it may also cause soil pollution. Manures are organic substances, whereas fertilizers are inorganic substances. Okay, children, you can write many points. Now the next agricultural practice is, yet now you have studied 3 agricultural practices. First one plowing, second sowing, and third manuring. Now next agricultural practice is irrigation. Irrigation means supply of water in the field. Now you will see the plants or the crops which are present in the field, they are supplied with water. The supply of water in the plant is called irrigation. There are different ways of irrigation. Irrigation is done with the help of hand pump or canal, or rainwater, or pond, lake, etc. Now there are 2 methods of irrigation. Some are traditional method and some are modern method. Like in traditional method, you will see that the farmers, they depend on the pulley system, which is pulled with the help of ox. Okay, children? So irrigation may be done with the help of pulley system and the lever system, which are traditional examples of irrigation. Drawing water from well, tube well, pond, lake and canal using cattle or human labor. Pumps are also used to lift water. These are traditional methods. Okay, children? Now modern system of irrigation are sprinkler system. Sprinkler is used to sprinkling of water on plants, a way similar to rainfall. It is used in areas with uneven land or those having soil with poor water holding capacity. Okay, sprinkler system is used where there is poor water holding capacity in the soil. This sprinkler system consists of perpendicular pipes with rotating nozzles on top. Pipe is there, and at the top of the pipe there is nozzle, and it is joined to the main pipeline, and then sprinkle type irrigation is done with the help of sprinkler system. Next modern method is by drip irrigation, in which water is supplied to the root of the plant drop by drop. This is called drip irrigation. This method is applicable at the place where there is acute shortage of water to avoid the wastage of water. So you have seen traditional method and modern system of irrigation. In traditional method you have seen pulley system, which is done with the help of ox, And then you have read next method is modern system, in which a sprinkler is used. A pipe is there with a nozzle and water is sprinkled, and it is done where there is a poor water holding capacity in the soil. And next you have read, children, that modern system is drip irrigation. Drip irrigation method is used where there is acute shortage of water, because water is supplied to the root of the plant drop by drop to avoid the wastage of water. Okay children, so you will revise methods of irrigation and you will also revise मैन्योरिंग. अभी तक बच्चों आपने पढ़ा दो एग्रीकल्चरल प्रैक्टिस के बारे में. फर्स्ट आपने पढ़ा मैन्योरिंग और नेक्स्ट आपने पढ़ा इरिगेशन. मैन्योरिंग मेथड जो है वो मिट्टी में कैसे न्यूट्रिएंट को ऐड किया जाता है, क्योंकि जब हम बार बार मिट्टी में क्रॉप्स को लगाते हैं, उसी खेत में सेम तरह के क्रॉप्स को लगाते हैं, तो ये क्रॉप्स जो है मिट्टी से न्यूट्रिएंट को यूज कर लेते हैं और सॉइल में न्यूट्रिएंट की कमी हो जाती है. तो न्यूट्रिएंट को ऐड करने के लिए ये मेथड है मैन्योरिंग. मैन्योरिंग का आपने 4 मेथड पढ़ा. फर्स्ट मेथड आपने पढ़ा वो है फील्ड फैलो, जिसमें ज़मीन को परती छोड़ दिया जाता है 1-2 सीजन के लिए, और जब परती छोड़ा जाता है तो डेड प्लांट और एनिमल जो है वो जमा हो जाते हैं, और उनको जब बैक्टीरिया और फंजाई डिकम्पोज करते हैं तो वो न्यूट्रिएंट ऐड कर देते हैं सॉइल में. इसी को हम लोग कहते हैं फील्ड फैलो. नेक्स्ट मेथड आपने पढ़ा बच्चों वो है क्रॉप रोटेशन, मतलब 2 सक्सेसिव सीरियल क्रॉप के बीच में एक लेग्यूमिनस क्रॉप को बोया जाता है. जैसे एक सीजन में अगर हम धान लगाए और धान के बाद नेक्स्ट हम लोग सीजन में जब रबी क्रॉप लगाते हैं गेहूं, तो इस दोनों के बीच में हम लोग लेग्यूमिनस क्रॉप लगा देते हैं, जैसे जिससे कि मिट्टी में नाइट्रोजन ऐड हो जाता है. ठीक है बच्चों, क्योंकि आपको पता है ना कि धान और गेहूं वो नाइट्रोजन को बहुत यूज कर लेते हैं सॉइल से, और सॉइल में नाइट्रोजन की कमी हो जाती है. तो इसी नाइट्रोजन की कमी को दूर करने के लिए लेग्यूमिनस प्लांट लगाते हैं, जैसे मटर हो गया, चना हो गया, सोयाबीन हो गया, क्योंकि इनके रूट में रूट नोड्यूल्स रहता है जिसमें राइजोबियम बैक्टीरिया रहता है, और ये राइजोबियम बैक्टीरिया एटमॉस्फेयर के नाइट्रोजन को चेंज कर देता है नाइट्रेट में. मिट्टी में नाइट्रेट चला जाता है और नाइट्रेट को यूज कर लेते हैं प्लांट, उनका नाइट्रोजन का रिक्वायरमेंट पूरा हो जाता है. तो ये मेथड हो गया, इसको हम लोग कहते हैं क्रॉप रोटेशन. नेक्स्ट मेथड ऑफ मैन्योरिंग बच्चों वो है मैन्योर्स ऐड किया जाता है. मैन्योर है वो प्लांट और एनिमल वेस्ट को डिकम्पोज करके बनता है, और ये मैन्योर जो है वो मिट्टी में वाटर होल्डिंग कैपेसिटी को भी बढ़ाता है. इसमें आप लोग पढ़िएगा कंपोस्ट बनाते हैं किसान, कंपोस्ट भी मैन्योर है. और एक टर्म आप पढ़िएगा वर्मी कंपोस्टिंग. वर्मी कंपोस्टिंग मतलब कंपोस्ट बनाते हैं किसके मेथड से? अर्थवर्म के मेथड से. सड़े हुए प्लांट या लीव्स इसको सड़ाते हैं अर्थवर्म और मिट्टी में न्यूट्रिएंट को ऐड कर देते हैं. इसलिए हम लोग अर्थवर्म को नेचर्स फ्लॉमैन भी बोलते हैं या फार्मर्स फ्रेंड भी बोलते हैं. तो वर्मी कंपोस्टिंग इज़ अ मेथड ऑफ मेकिंग कंपोस्ट और मेकिंग मैन्योर विद द हेल्प ऑफ अर्थवर्म बाय यूजिंग एनी वेजिटेबल मैटर. नेक्स्ट मेथड आपने पढ़ा है मैन्योरिंग का वो है बाय एडिंग फर्टिलाइज़र. खाद ऐड किया जाता है, फर्टिलाइज़र फैक्ट्री में बनता है, न्यूट्रिएंट स्पेसिफिक होता है, नाइट्रोजन फास्फोरस पोटाशियम रहता है इसमें, और ये फर्टिलाइज़र जो है वो मिट्टी में फर्टिलिटी को बढ़ाते हैं. लेकिन अगर ज़्यादा यूज किया जाए इनका तो ये सॉइल में पॉल्यूशन भी कॉज करते हैं. ठीक है बच्चों, तो फर्टिलाइज़र का और फ़ायदा क्या है? ये वाटर सॉल्युबल होता है, इसका स्टोरेज आसान है, इसको आसानी से स्टोर कर सकते हैं और ट्रांसपोर्ट भी कर सकते हैं. लेकिन मैन्योर को स्टोर और ट्रांसपोर्ट करना मुश्किल है क्योंकि वो वॉल्यूमिनस होता है. तो दोनों में डिफरेंस अगर आए तो ये आप लिख सकते हैं. ठीक है बच्चों, तो अब सारी चीज़ क्लियर है, आप लोग रिवाइज कर लीजिएगा.